Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff that's been kind of going on in the purpose. There has been a lot of shifts taking place. I kind of got this from Spirit a few days ago. Is like we're going through this deep purge, this deep releasing, this deep cleansing. And it's things that are coming up that we thought we had dealt with, or we're having memories and we're having things from the past popping back up. Not necessarily them coming into your personal space or your life, but you might be seeing them on social media. You might be dreaming about them. Thoughts might be coming up. This is going to be, family that you don't talk to anymore, exes, old friends, people that are from any part of your past, okay? Any part of your past. Timeline based, there's no, time reference for that. There's just people from the past. So what's happening is a lot of these people are coming back, or a lot of these situations are coming back up. And it might feel like as that's kind of coming up, whatever you wanted is almost like went completely backwards, but like even worse than before. It almost might feel like everything's falling apart for you right now. Like energetically or emotionally or internally, externally, whatever. It might just feel like nothing's really working out. You really just cannot see how what you want is actually coming. Like a lot of that energy is coming up. But the purpose of all of that is the past stuff is coming back up to help you to see things that you did that weren't really heart-centered, that were trauma-based. They were trauma responses, conditioning, stuff like that. It's helping you to see how much you've grown. It's helping you to release like old energy and stuck energy. But so we're at like the deeper layer, we're at like the seed layer, which I keep getting this, which makes sense why they keep saying about the flower and the blossoming, right? So kind of like if you think about it, is like, I don't want to say flower petals because who the hell wants to pull flower petals apart? We're going to go with the onion theme. Whereas like the first layer of the onion is like we're pulling back the obvious stuff, right? Like our obvious emotions, our obvious pain. Like we go through a breakup or something. We're feeling sad. We miss this person, or we miss what we thought this person was, or whatever. Then we think we healed. The second layer comes up. And now we're dealing with the things we kind of ignored. We're looking at the things where we're like, wow, they lied to me all the time. They manipulated me. They were mean to me. They were this. And we kind of pull those layers back. And this is as we heal in layers and stages, right? So as we're healing internally, we're energetically shifting. So then now we're able to deal with the deeper issues. So it's just kind of like surface level as we get deeper, right? And we do it slowly so we can actually get rid of everything, so we can actually learn and shift, like truly shift. So then we have like a third layer, right? So now we're looking at, this actually made me feel insecure. This actually made me feel unworthy. This made me feel not good enough. This made me feel whatever. Now we're looking after that at like a deeper layer of, wow, I'm making choices that aren't in alignment with what I deserve and what I desire. And when we get to that place, it almost feels like we're really empowered. We feel, even if we're not feeling fully confident and stuff like that, we're kind of empowered. We have the awareness where we're going to make choices that are better for us and stuff like that. And then you go to the seed. And when you get to the seed, it almost feels like you just went completely backwards, like where you're feeling insecure, you're feeling not enough. All these triggers are coming up, all these traumas are coming up, and you just feel like, what the fuck happened? Like I just completely went backwards. What's happening is you are now at the core of where that original thing started and everything that you link to that story. So, for example, when you were a child, if your parents did not give you attention, they did not give you a love, they did not treat you like you deserved, whatever it is, okay? You develop some type of belief system. And so that belief system is, I'm trying to think of something like off the top of my head to give as an example of like, nobody's going to choose me. I have this one. Nobody's going to choose me. Nobody's going to love me. Like they'll always want to be with somebody else. So now we're at the seed where we go, okay, this is actually that core belief. This is where this all fucking started. And so what's happening is every person, situation, interaction, belief system that basically, think of that seed as like a magnet. Everything that has occurred, or every situation that's occurred that you told yourself this story, see, I'm not enough, see, they're not going to choose me, all that, is this magnet. So now the seed's broken open and all this stuff's coming out. So you're just going through a really deep ass purging. You're going through a really deep ass clearing. That's why it happens in layers, because you don't have the awareness, or you're not at the energetic level to deal with all of it at once. And it has to happen like that. So if you ever notice, a lot of times, even spiritual messages, it's like it kind of circles back around and we talk about the same type of stuff that we talked about months ago, because we're back at the second layer. It's just a different level we're dealing with. So it's like, we're going through this now. We're going through this now. A lot of what's also going on at the same time of this is you are unblocking everything that's really keeping you down and weighing you down and standing in the way. You know, like I keep getting this like analogy, like say you're like trying to swim, right? And it's like you have, like say your spirit team is kind of like the life raft, right? Like you have this life raft to depend on, and they're always going to be there. And that life raft is like unsinkable. Like you're always good. You're always going to be on it. But when you have people pulling you from all different directions, you're going to be struggling. It's going to be exhausting. You're going to be able, like you're going to be resisting. And that's kind of what all your traumas and your fears and conditionings are, right? Whereas when you can kind of clear all those people and things that are pulling you down, you can just relax and float and just go, hey guys, take the lead. And like, obviously that's metaphorical, but well, hopefully not literal for somebody. But like, that's the whole purpose of all of this. And a lot of your spiritual paths that you've been like dreaming about or thinking about for months and years, if you're in this space right now and you're dealing with this type of energy, that's what's coming for you. And you know, it feels like we're going backwards, and it feels like just everything's going fucking wrong, and we're just feeling like shit, and we're seeing all these fears, we're seeing all these illusions, we're seeing all this conditioning and these belief systems and thoughts and perceptions and all this stuff, and we're shifting them. And as we're shifting them, they're very uncomfortable. And if you think about it, it's basically like, I keep getting this, it's almost like energetic coding. So kind of what happens is you'll have a trigger, something will come up, and that trigger is to kind of like a coding. So basically, like if you think about it as like a computer system, your body, your energy is a computer system, right? A virus comes up, now it activates the antivirus software. Okay, so that's what a trigger is. A trigger is activating something that needs to heal, be released, whatever. So then what happens is your body is energetically reacting to that, and you need to release all of those things. And then what happens is the system clears, but then another threat comes in and another thing comes in and another thing, you know, so we're getting to this place where instead of antivirus software needing to keep coming up, we're getting to this place of safety. And I know this is coming up for a lot of people where they're feeling very fearful, they're feeling very unsafe. And the best advice I can give to people is calm yourself down physically. Like the first thing you should be doing is calming yourself down physically, however it works for you. Personally, what I do, I rub my leg and I deep breathe, and I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I just remind myself it's okay. And it almost actually, I didn't even realize my body was a little bit anxious right now. So I'm doing this, I'm feeling how calm it's getting. Like instantly, you know, like you can rub your arm, you know, you can rub your hand. For me, I don't know what it is, like especially my right leg, for whatever reason, for some reason, when I rub it, it just calms me down a little bit. You know, it's not going to work every time necessarily where you're like fully, you know, relaxed and stuff. But when you have all these fears and all these thoughts and stuff kind of coming in at you, you're not really going to be able to process stuff in a healthy way if you're in a state of fear, because all you're going to do is kind of keep going into that. If you can calm your body down to get to a relaxed state and a relaxed peace, like your energy is naturally going to flow up, and whatever needs to come up will naturally come up for you. But you can't force it. You can't try to like, you know, shove it out, like let it come up naturally. And the thing is, honor it. Okay. Honor it. It's the same thing. Again, I'm going to use this analogy because I feel like it just works for this. It's the same thing. Like the virus comes up, right? The antivirus software is going to fucking attack it to change it into different coding so it doesn't attack the system anymore. The antivirus software might see what the coding is and stuff, but it knows how to change it and it knows how to clear it. So whatever it's seeing that it's trying to fuck with it and manipulate it isn't necessarily truth. So what I mean by that, I know I probably shouldn't even use that, but like what I mean by that is what your emotions and feelings are and what they're coming up is valid. And you can understand that they're not necessarily truth. You know, it doesn't have to be truth to be valid. You can understand that, like, the way my mind is reacting to this situation right now is not really true to what actually is going on, but it triggers something familiar in your system, that there's some other type of trauma there that is familiar to that, and it wants to be seen and heard and cleared. So it's important, you know, like when you look at a kid, you don't go to the kid, they're like scared of monsters under their bed. You don't go to them, you know, monsters aren't real, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, when this child is terrified. You go, hey, it's okay. Like, you calm them down and you reassure them, like, you're okay, you're safe. And you're like, let's look. And then you go, let me see. And then you go, do you see any monsters? No. Okay. So we're, you know, and you talk about it, but you have to calm them down and you have to validate them first. If you just go, monsters aren't real, does that really help a child actually calm down? No, it does not. You know, you have to validate first. So that's the whole point with your feelings, is validate them, that your feelings are legitimate. You know, they don't have to be truth, but they're still your feelings and they're still existing for whatever reason they're existing. And whatever trauma you had is the reason why you still have those feelings. So whatever you're feeling in the present moment is valid, especially for what you dealt with in the past. So a lot of us are seeing these things different. We're learning like different coping skills. We're learning different like things. We're learning how to trust in our intuition. A lot of people, your spiritual gifts might be upgrading. It's fun if you're getting the upgrades right now. I'm being sarcastic as fuck. It's overwhelming. Saturday I literally dealt with like 15 hours of not even just like purging, more so like energetic training is what I would like to call it, where I'm getting hit with all these things coming up from my past and all these fears, but also now being able to decipher what is other people's that I picked up on over the years versus what is mine. And I'm realizing almost all of them that are not related to trauma or things I picked up from other people, belief systems I picked up from other people. I'm not going to go into that too much because that's more so having to do with like my gifts and what my purpose is, not necessarily for you guys. But like, if you have something where you energy transmute or you have some spiritual gifts like that, you might be having yours come in a little bit different, where you're starting to recognize, okay, this is mine or it's not mine. And you're starting to also recognize your gifts. I know my spiritual team's been super active. They don't normally talk to me. You know, I'll talk to them a lot. I don't normally, they'll, you know, like pop some stuff for me when I need to know it. But they've actually been actively like talking to me. When they talk to you, yes, it sounds like your own voice, but it doesn't come in the same way. You can hear it's very different than what your voice sounds like. You have to get really in tune with your energy and you'll naturally do it. I don't even want to go into how to do it. They'll naturally help you do it. If you're not at that level of hearing them right now, you're not supposed to be, but they're still guiding you. So you're always being guided. You don't even have to believe it because you're still fucking guided, guys. Like, even if you don't believe it, they're still there. They're not going to be like, oh, you don't believe me, like, you know, I'm gone. They're still there, okay? Excuse me. The other thing they want me to bring up, inner child. So a lot of this is clearing your inner child wounds, your traumas, things from the past. A lot of people are in their inner child right now. So we have a bunch of adults walking around in, like children walking around in adult bodies right now where they're getting fucking triggered, they're reacting, they're doing all these things. Every experience that you're having with people like that is an opportunity for you to see your own growth or for you to do things different than you've always done. So for some of us, it's lessons for us to learn. For some of us, it's to set boundaries. For some of us, it's to see our deeper ways of responding to things that we've learned, like people pleasing or ignoring problems and pretending like they don't exist, or whatever it is for everybody individually that we learn, so we can kind of see how we handle things, truly how we handle things. I've noticed for me, I keep getting randomly triggered about stuff, and then I can actually feel my walls, my energetic walls, and I go, oh shit, I didn't even realize I keep doing this. So every time I feel hurt or I feel ignored or I feel whatever, I can feel my energy shift now, and like this wall go up, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, okay, let me breathe and put this back down. I'm like, I don't want to push somebody away because my feelings are hurt. Let me like go into my feelings and not push people away, because if you think about it, really what it is that we want is we want people to come close to us. And when they don't, we get hurt. So then what do? We go into defense mode where we go, let me put my walls up. So this way now I don't feel the pain, I don't feel the hurt, but like feel the pain and hurt. Acknowledge it. If there's something you need to do to talk to somebody about it, talk to them. Or if you're relying on other people for your emotional needs because of an unhealed trauma, then deal with your own, whatever it is for you. But I catch myself lately doing that and I go, we're going to do this and we're going to release it. The other thing beside the inner child stuff coming up, a lot of people's true colors are coming up so much. I've been talking about this for months. It is like more and more and more. And I actually have been feeling the collective energy like intensely. And I've also been seeing the collective shifts that we're going through. So it seems very chaotic right now, but we're rebuilding like a motherfucker. So just remember, everything that's bad has to get broken down in order for it to be rebuilt. You know what I mean? You don't want any of the old shitty foundation when you're building something new. You want solid, stable. So, you know, that's what's going on. Your manifestations and what you want, you probably can't see it. You're not supposed to see it right now. You're being blocked on purpose, and they're like kind of like giggling about it, like laughing about it. You're being blocked on purpose. They're not really giving me too much with it other than trust your intuition regardless of what's coming at you. Regardless of what you're seeing and what's coming at you, trust your intuition. For some of you, there's a deeper spiritual lesson, and as you overcome it, it's going to be something you help other people with on their spiritual journeys. And as you work through that energy and the resistance and fears, you are now an example that you have an example to give other people. But not even just that, your energy, because you experienced it, when you talk to people, people will feel that and they will understand and trust, and you're going to inspire other people and give them faith too. So, okay, let me start pulling some cards. I feel like I got so many damn messages right now. I could just go on for like, yeah, forever. I like when I get in these days though, where it's just like, but like one day I was just getting all this stuff about like people I know and all this shit in my relationships and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, okay, can we stop though? I'm like, this is so much. Can we stop though? I'm like, please. All right. This deck I just got, the other day. So it's Messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle. So I pulled it for myself and like the cards came out so quickly. Is that it? Yeah. They came out like so quick. Just like, and then, yeah, it's actually a good deck. I'm going to get some of these for the shop, actually. This is the deck. I actually just, when I got it, I just, yeah. I don't even know why I didn't order more for the shop, because I literally was placing an order for the store, and then I, for some reason, wanted this deck, and then, I don't know. I'll order it for the shop afterward. Lotus Resurrection. I don't know, something's like open there. We keep getting a lot about the lotus flower. A lot about like blossoming, rebirth. I also get like the feminines coming into their true feminine energy, their true empowerment, which brings me back to something they said earlier, and I obviously forgot to say it. How when we were kind of at the last layer, we felt more empowered, we felt more confident and stuff like that. And we were, and we needed to get to that place to be able to be at this place now where we can actually deal with the triggers and we can deal with the fears and all the shit that's kind of coming out, and to be able to see it for what it is and not go back into spiral mode like we used to. Like we used to go into spiral mode or whatever. And yeah, you might sometimes get pulled back into spiral mode, but if you notice, you can actually stop yourself a lot quicker, and you can be more logical and reasonable with it and be like, is this my intuition? What is this? And we can ask the questions. Whereas in the past, we used to just trust it and kind of spiral with it. So you had to get to that level of internal empowerment to be able to deal with those things. So just because you're, you know, having these issues come up, where these confidence issues or these empowerment issues or the self-esteem or self-worth issues or worthiness and all this stuff, doesn't mean you went backwards. Now you're just pulling all the other fucking shit that's below the surface you just didn't know about, because you're at a stronger place internally that you can actually acknowledge and release these things and transmute them in a different way, so you can shift your perception. And even they're saying like, even with, got like a weird ring in my ear, even with all the heaviness and shit that's going on, you know, internally or around you, even with all of that, if you notice, you're still able to do things in a clear, like a clearer way. You're able to handle things in a different way, and you're able to calm yourself in the storm. You're able to empower yourself through these situations and still move forward. So just remember that, like, this stuff is just clearing. It's just clearing. And yeah, we got, you want to do that or no? We got the air card and then the clear quartz focus card. So they're saying like life breath, like a life breath, like a breath of fresh air. Wow, I can't fucking talk. Breath of fresh air, like this new life, this new way of doing things. And it's like there's a lot of change, and there's a lot of like energy shifts that are going on right now, but you're supposed to be focusing on staying stable. You're supposed to be focusing on clearing your energy and staying stable. And they're very specifically saying for the people who like know, you know, a spiritual path is about to open up, or like one of, you know, like their jobs or, you know, careers or something that's going to shift, and it's about to open up soon, like in the next month or two. Like for most people by January, it's supposed to, which today is Thursday, December 1st, we're in December. It's supposed to open up. They're saying you're not supposed to be focusing on that or taking steps toward that. All you're supposed to be doing is doing whatever you're energetically feeling like doing and aligning with. You just are working on internal alignment and unblocking stuff, and you're already naturally working toward that and being guided. You don't need to do all these extra steps. You don't need to research shit. You don't need to plan shit. You don't need to do any of that. Do whatever you're energetically feeling called to do that day, and stop trying to control stuff. They're saying like very specifically, stop trying to control stuff, go with the flow and release. And every time you're waking up, do whatever you naturally feel like doing. And that's what helps you stay in alignment, just doing natural stuff, not like forcing yourself. If you have to force yourself to do something, you probably should not be doing it. And they're like, well, what about a fear? Who the fuck's asking questions while I'm doing this goddamn reading? I've been hearing so many people's inner childs and thoughts and stuff, like as I'm doing readings or I'm at my house. If it's a fear, should you be pushing forward and moving forward with it? What does your intuition say? That's a very generalized question. What does your intuition say? Do you feel like you're forcing it, or do you feel like you're just scared of it? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between, I want to open a bigger store. There's a difference between, oof, I'm scared to open the bigger store because of a fear, versus this is not what I actually want, not in alignment with me. Does it feel like it's the right time? Does it feel like what does it feel like intuitively? If it's for you, it will naturally open up. Sometimes you will feel your own fear, resistance in your own walls. And what you can do at that point is go, how do I feel? And most likely you feel unsafe, and go, let me make my body safe and reassure myself I'm safe, and then see what comes to you and see, is this the right time or is it not? That's what I would suggest. Okay, we got Island Detachment and Dandelion Healing. $199. I dig it. I just keep getting the words life force, life force, life force. Like life force energy, life force energy. I don't quite know how to explain it, but I don't think I'm supposed to right now. So for some of you, it might just be, oh, I'll tell you guys something cool. So you know how like when they do hypnosis and like they'll say like code words to you and then that's when you react? So this is something they told me the other day, is we have certain codings that come to us. So like when we're getting hit with energies and they're coming into our body, think of it as energetic coding coming into your body. Like they literally told me this. I'm like, this is kind of cool, right? I'm starting to understand a little bit how it works, but not totally how it works. I just saw like a weird shadow thing, like my front door, like whatever. Anyway, so think about it like this. You're getting all this energetic coding, but it's kind of dormant in your body. So then like we'll say a word or something will kind of come, and it comes to a lot of us at the same time. And then it activates that coding. So like they kind of told me how I activate people's trauma and stuff like that, and like how I've been doing. I'm like, oh, that's how it works. Cool. I never really thought about it. I just know it works, so I don't really fucking care. But like now I'm starting to understand the mechanisms and like how the energy and stuff works behind it. So sometimes when they're saying certain words to us, basically it's activating these energy codes in us to kind of help us. So then like if you'll notice after certain things happen, like a day or two later, you'll have random epiphanies and pop-ups. That's what it is. It's the energy comes in, then we get like some type of code word or some type of thing that like triggers it or activates, probably activates, I should say, not triggers, activates it. And then like sometimes even a few minutes later, a few hours later, we'll have a bunch of random epiphanies. They're not random. And hold on, jeez. How, oh, Jesus Christ. So, okay, hold on. Let me just tell you what just came in. So, like what they just said to me is it almost feels like somebody is questioning it or has been questioning this and they wanted me to say this. So how like multiple people can relate to readings or how multiple people can kind of get the same messages. So what happens is, and they just told me this the other day too, I've been getting a lot of answers and clarity on stuff. So basically what happens is think about the energy and how we go through these shifts. We're getting certain frequencies of energy. And some of us are more in tune with energy. I work with energy. So like I'm in tune with shifts and all that stuff. I can't tell you the science, behind it. I can't tell you the actual frequency number, but I can tell you what it feels like and the purpose of it, right? So we'll have certain energies that come in. So say 396, I think actually clears fears. So we'll say 396 hertz comes in, right? And it's this energy to help us with fears, is a root chakra energy, right? So what happens is we all kind of get hit with that. Then all of our fears start coming up the same day because the energy is pushing fears out of our system. A lot of us have the same fears because we have the same conditioning. We watch the same TV shows. We grew up around the same time periods where our parents had the same conditioning and all of these things. We watch like TV shows, radio, all this shit that kind of like pushed on us. And then we all have our own individual experiences. So if you notice, a lot of us collectively will have the same stuff going on at the same time, depending on what group we're in, obviously, because everybody's groups are kind of different. That's part of what it is. And then you'll have your own individual experiences of fears and your own worthiness issues of fears and stuff like that. So it's basically an energetic frequency that's kind of hitting us at certain time periods of the day or certain whenever the fuck it's occurring. And it's helping to push up these specific energies to release and stuff like that. So that's why if you notice, we'll do certain chakras for weeks at a time, or we'll do certain areas at certain periods of time and stuff. Some of us are just more in tune with what's actually going on with the healing. We have like the clarity and awareness to what it is because we're supposed to be guiding other people and helping them with understanding what they're feeling and why, so they can feel safer dealing with it and stuff. So that, for whoever is asking that, that's what it is. I feel like literally I'm not even playing. Like obviously I'm recording this, but it feels like I'm doing like a live and then I'm just like getting answers, or like I'm doing this like radio thing and then it's like people calling in and asking questions, because the way it keeps coming in, it comes in my head. Like they're giving it to me like somebody is watching this and is asking a question or has been asking a question, and then I'm literally hearing your thought like transmuted to me. It's really interesting, the stuff that's been coming up lately. Okay, let me get back to this. Jeez. This is what I mean when I said like on Saturday like this, like it's that type of stuff that kept coming into me, where spirit was like talking to me and asking me specific questions, but they're helping me unblock stuff and pull energy up. And normally I'll want to answer them and just say like, oh, it's this, because that's what I think. And I go, nope. And I'm going to sit and I'll try to pull it up and actually feel what I truly feel, not just what I tell myself. So that's been a new thing too. The internal truths have been fun. People's intentions have been fun. All right, we got island detachment, dandelion healing. It feels like the energy feels good, but almost like uncomfortable. It feels like a few different things. Like at first it felt like this masculine, feminine energy, like this masculine, like building, almost like this eruption and releasing. And then it felt like this feminine energy of creation, like actual like birth, you know, like creation, not necessarily baby, but like the, you know, birthing creation, like that. And then I felt like this peace, but it's almost like this discomfort in the peace because you're so used to chaos that it's almost like you don't know how to handle the peace energy. But a lot of you guys are actually striving and working toward that with everything that's going on. And they're saying a lot of times the cycles will come back around. And it's to confuse you, but not to confuse you in the way you think. It's to confuse you because they don't want you to understand what you're experiencing right now because you're not supposed to. And you will at the right time. And like, that's why it happens in circles. Like, that's why it happens the way it does. Because you're not supposed to fully understand it. It's like we're here. It's like a magician trick here and here and here. But isn't the trick the like best part? And then you're trying to figure it out. And as you're trying to figure it out, you're gaining more stuff. You're opening your mind up. You're expanding to your soul energy. You're connecting more to your soul energy and stuff. And they keep saying the life force energy. Life force energy. Yeah, so you're connecting to that more. What they're also saying to me is you guys have to let go of the past and release it and detach from it. And like, so some of you guys, it feels like you're resisting this, where you'll have these specific situations come up, say like with an ex where they cheated on you or they hurt you. You want to hold on to the pain because you want to tell yourself like, well, I have to remind myself of this so I don't make these choices again, so I don't go through these things. And it's like, no, what you're doing is you're reliving this shame, guilt, you know, worthiness, all this stuff. You're reliving this instead of releasing it. When you release it, your energy naturally will shift and you will already have the awareness to not make the same decisions you already made. Like, it's not going to repeat. But you guys like lie to yourselves or tell yourselves, oh, I have to hold on to this I have to hold on to this to prevent these experiences from happening again, or to prevent whatever shit you tell yourself. I'm not even going to go into all of it. You know what you tell yourself, or you will after this, hopefully. You don't need to do that. Like, let it go. The past is the past. Do you want to stay in shitty energy? Do you want to keep feeling like shit? Or do you want to actually heal and get what you want? The choice is really yours. You either want to fucking heal and let go of this shit, or you don't. So grieve it. The way you grieve it, feel it, acknowledge it, let it be what it is. You feel like shit, you're like, this fucking asshole cheated on me and treated me like shit. It made me feel like I fucking am unworthy. It made me feel like nobody will ever choose me. It made me feel unattractive. It made me feel whatever the fuck it made me feel. And then you have to go, and I fucking knew in the beginning that this person was a piece of shit. And yeah, wasn't really a good fucking choice for me. And yeah, I do feel guilt for it because I know I shouldn't have fucking done it, but I'm also not going to sit here and I'm going to keep guilting myself because I made the best choice I needed to. Because at that time, I didn't realize I was deserving. I didn't realize I was worthy. I didn't realize I'm good enough. And now I do. So now I'm not going to make the same choices. And you go, and yeah, it hurts because it was somebody I cared about. And yeah, it hurts because of this. And you just honor your feelings and just go through them and feel them as true. Just feel all of them. And when they come up again, feel them again and feel them again until they're done coming up. I've had this, if I'm going to be honest, I've had a lot of my old friends popping back up, not in my actual physical reality, exes, old family, and old friends popping up in my mind. Thank God not in the physical reality, because I definitely do not want to deal with that shit. But just kind of like that, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I thought I like dealt with this. I didn't even realize there was more to this, and I've been getting more clarity for deeper feelings and stuff. So, you know, I just honor like whatever I'm feeling like in the moment. Like, yeah, this sucks. Like, yeah, this person's an asshole. Yeah. The other thing I just want to say about that is we don't have to be being nice. Let me figure out how to say this. We think like, oh, we're told like, oh, being a light worker, we have to send love and light. We have to be this. I'm going to do a whole ass video on fucking the cultism of fucking spirituality because this shit's been pissing me off lately. So fucking sick of this fake bullshit. But it's just more conditioning, more division, the same with everything fucking else. And I was trying to think of a word that I can use. And I'm like, I'm just an independent free thinker. That's my new thing. I'm not spiritual. I'm an independent free thinker. But it's easier to say spiritual. to say I'm not fucking religious or spiritual, and then people are like, what's that? And then I have to go into this explanation, and I hate fucking explaining and wasting my time repeating myself. So whatever, I'm gonna go into all that, but we're a lot of times taught like we should give love and light to these people and this and this and this. If you're fucking angry at somebody, then be fucking angry. No, you should not project your anger and do harmful things that are not who you actually are at your core. But it doesn't mean you have to send love and light to people. It doesn't mean you shouldn't send hate to people either. But like, you can feel fucking angry. You can not like somebody and you can express that to yourself. Like, it does not fucking matter. You can sit there and be like, they are a fucking piece of shit. They are a fucking asshole. You don't need to falsely like lie to yourself and act, I want to pull whatever the card that is, and act like everything's like great and fine and like, oh, I have to like love this person or care, you know, they went through trauma. No, you can be understanding that they went through trauma, so it has nothing to do with you and it's nothing to take personal, but it doesn't fucking mean that you can't be angry. It doesn't mean you can't have your emotions. Like, you should have every emotion that you want to feel about it and be comfortable with that and being okay with that. I don't know what this is, but take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing what to do. Ooh, with King of Michael. Yeah, we got Ace of Gabriel underneath that. It's like something's gonna, I just want to see what this card is because it was kind of falling out. The perspective. There's a better way to do things. Yeah, it's like, this feels like masculine, feminine. It's like the feminine is like moving forward, standing in her feminine power, where she's working toward this, and the masculine's like building his kingdom and building his castle, but he's so guarded and he's not telling y'all. So it feels like the feminine is like very outwardly coming into her passion. I'm going to talk about something else that just popped up. Coming into her passion, coming into, you know, her true empowerment, not letting people like hold her back. Things that she was told were problematic, she's seeing and she's releasing. And then this is like the masculine, and it's like, he's actually doing all this work behind the scenes. You just don't see it. He's building this castle. It feels like literal stuff, not like obviously a castle, but literal stuff he's doing. Not like metaphorical, like he's actually doing something, but it's like he's so guarded, he's hiding it from you because he's not ready to show you whatever this is until it's complete. That's all I keep getting is like he's doing stuff, but he doesn't want to show you it until it's complete because he doesn't want to half-ass whatever he did in the past. With this is not just for the feminine, but it's a message very strongly for the feminine. Be who the fuck you are, everybody, but be who the fuck you are. Like, don't let other people make you feel like there's something fucking wrong with you. And this popped up for me, and this is what it made me think of with the card in there, like talk about this. So my ex used to literally call me a bitch or tell me that I'm a bitch because I talk like this. Because I talk with passion, because I talk with excitement, because when shit is like part of my passion, when things are part of what makes me emotional, I will stand strong as fuck with that. And I remember, and I started hearing this a few days ago, my stepmom saying shit to me when I was a fucking kid about it. And then people are like, why are you so loud? Why are you so this? Why the fuck do you have a problem with me being confident? Why the fuck do you have a problem with me being passionate? Why the fuck do you have a problem with me standing up for what I think is fucking right? And I noticed it because I'm like, oh, I love when people get spicy. And I said that to somebody the other day and they looked insulted. And I go, how did you just receive that? And I was like, when I say spicy, I mean that as a good fucking thing. When I say somebody's spicy, which and he was like, you're spicy too. I go, thank you. I was like, and I am. When I say that, what I mean is somebody who becomes passionate about something that means something to them, that has purpose and value to them. So for me, there are certain things that I'm very passionate about, and I love when people get that. And people are always like, oh, they're so angry, they're so aggressive. There is a total difference between angry and aggressive and passionate. And it maybe comes off that way to you because maybe you're used to people who have similar, whatever, but like, there is no anger. There is no aggression underlying when I'm fucking passionate. There's none of that. There's justice. There's like this like desire internally that's like, oh my God, like I just want what's best for you and I just want to help and I want this. And I get so fucking passionate about it. But I used to try to dull that because people are like, why are you so aggressive? Why are you such a bitch? Why are you such this? Stop fucking letting those assholes do that shit to you because they want to keep you small to make themselves feel big. You ain't responsible for making those fuckers feel big. Like, not our fault you're fucking small. Not my problem, but I'm gonna fucking get big and bigger and bigger and bigger. Hopefully not fucking literal because I've been bloated as fuck lately. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Okay, this is the card I wanted to pull. It might have to do with this. I'm not totally sure. Page of Raphael, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. For the people who are waiting for this to come in, Spirit is saying this is validation for you for what you've been asking. Like, if it's going to happen and your intuition has been telling you that, even if your fear tells you the opposite, if your intuition has been telling you this, yes. How do you know the difference between your intuition and thoughts? Y'all, is this like a Q&A today? How do you know the difference between intuition and thoughts? Feels different. Your intuition, when it comes in as this very clear knowing. There's really no, is pretty neutral. There's really no like excitement or anger. It's just very neutral. And it just comes in as this very clear knowing. And yes, it sometimes can come in as your own thought, but it just comes in as a knowing. You just know it. What happens is your logical mind and your ego will try to reason and try to understand. And then you're going to just fucking confuse yourself and then question yourself. Whereas a fear comes in very intense, very strong, very heavy, and very uncomfortable. So the best way to do this is really keep getting in tune with yourself. The more you get in tune with yourself, the more you can feel the difference. If you want to do a reading, I can do readings to help. If somebody wants, I don't know, because I don't know if this is for a specific person or not. If you need help with that, I can help you because I can feel your energy when you get messages, when they give you messages, so I can help you understand what you're feeling and why. So if that's something you want, I can help you with that. Just message me. Okay, we got 6 of Ariel and the Star. I'm going to read the bottoms of this to you, but I love this. And actually, if you remember, because they just brought up to me, in the reading I did, was it like a week ago or something? They were showing me this distant, like this star in the distance, and it looks like it's closer right now. And they were saying Polaris and Jupiter. I still don't understand the other stuff. Kind of want to pull from my star card Astro now, but actually I might pull from that and then be done because it's a long ass reading. But 6 of Ariel, material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. I feel like we've been getting this card actually. The Star, a dream come true. Believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. I mean, it's pretty literal, guys. Like, it's just like what you want is manifesting for you in a way that you really can't see, and your logical ego mind tries to understand it, and you try to look for what you see outside of you instead of what's inside of you. And when you go into what's inside of you, you can already feel this exist. It just hasn't, you're just not physically able to see it yet. Like, what you want already exists. It's already there. Like, you're in preparation mode. That's why you're going through all the shit you're going through now, to release all of the stuff that's like, you're building the solid foundation and releasing all this stuff that would make that foundation weak. So when this comes in, you have all this stuff, and you probably already know this. Like, it's probably just extra kind of confirmation for you. But what you want, it's going to come up, and they keep showing me how both of these things are behind the women. Like, it's coming up, and it's like, while you're focusing here, it's going to come up here. I don't know what that means, because I've also gotten this message too for myself. And honestly, my mind, I can't intuitively feel it. And my logical mind really tries, you want me to pull from there or here? My logical mind really tries to understand it. Is like, oh, well, maybe it will happen like this. Maybe it will happen like this. And mine always goes to ways that I've seen it happen for other people, or ways that I've seen it in like movies or TV shows, like that type of shit. So I have no idea how the fuck anything's going to happen. If they surprise me, I don't know how the hell they're going to surprise me. They're probably going to have to block my energy or have me be sleeping or some shit, because I don't know. But don't even try to like waste your energy trying to figure it out. Like, don't even like try to figure it out. Like, I know we like to know everything so we can feel safe, but sometimes like it's just nice to be surprised. And I'm like, I don't want to know everything right now. I've actually told them, like, stop telling me shit. I don't want to even know. Like, let me just, like, enjoy it. Like, surprise me, but in a good way where I'm not going to, like, feel overwhelmed or, like, want to, like, run away. Like, surprise me in a way where I feel safe. So, all right. On the bottom, guys, yo. Brittany's getting all ghetto up in here. We got intuition and manifestation, teacher, and new beginnings. Okay, I'm going to tell you, they gave me this immediate message. This is the feminine manifesting, daydreaming, energetically making this happen. And the masculine is going through wrong thing. He's going through a learning cycle. He's going through an understanding for his own gifts and stuff like that. But also, and he's probably, they're saying, yeah, like he's starting to realize how he actually teaches the feminine. How a lot of the behaviors and things that he does is actually to trigger the feminine to help her see her blockages and help her heal stuff that she doesn't know she needs to heal. They work together. They work together. So it's like the feminine teaches him things about like his energy, trusting himself, opening his heart, and he teaches her almost the same thing, but almost like how to release fears and trust herself more. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, there's something with that. We got the new beginnings card, and I keep saying the babies and the fucking birth and life force and blah, blah, blah. There you go. All right. Extra validation. There we go. We got friends and colleagues, joyous fun. We are getting a lot of kids up in here. So maybe some of you guys want to start families. Like maybe some of you guys want to have kids. Sage started going in heat yesterday, and now she's meowing. She's trying to have some babies too. I'm not well, I only have female cats anyway. Come here, baby. So kind of like what I'm getting is you're going to be meeting people that you can have fun with that bring out like your inner child. Some of you might be reconnecting with like childhood friends or people from like when you were kids that maybe you had like a connection with or something like that, but like for whatever reason you guys stopped talking or somebody moved or, you know, some shit like that, like elementary school, like young ass energy. That's not obviously for everybody, but I'm definitely getting for some of you like young childhood stuff, like reconnecting or something like that. And you guys are just going to like click and like things are just going to be good. Like you're going to have like good friends. And for some of you, it's like you're going to be meeting this like soul family soul friends that are going to become your family. Like people that are really genuine, people that are authentic, people that have the same values as you and really care and like they're uplifting. And I know this has been coming up a lot with seeing through people's true colors. Seeing the people that really have good intentions for you, that really want to see you succeed, want to see you like happy. And it's like, yeah, people might get jealous of stuff, but like the people that are for you are never going to allow their jealousy to actually stand in your way. They're going to be grateful or inspired by you for your success. They're never going to let it come in the way of that. Okay. Like this just came up for me and they wanted me to explain this. So these two or no? I love these cards too. This is my new deck. These I actually ordered, so they're gonna be in the shop in like a day or two. Star Code Astro. After I played with them, I'm like, ooh, let me order these for the shop. Anyway, they'll be online too, FYI. So I have this friend, and you want me to go? Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, so 2 years ago, Spirit typed this message on my phone through my fingers, like this. And I randomly just opened it like a few days ago as I was actually getting messages about this specific thing. And I had actually, they had me type up specific people in there that were in my life and part of their purposes and stuff. And some of them I talk to now and some of them I don't. And one of the people who keeps popping in my head the last few days was on there. And I go, this kind of conflicts with what you guys said to me, kind of conflicts with my perception of this person right now. And so I had to kind of go into it. And I don't really like want to get into too much detail. So what I typed is, this person doesn't have bad intentions for you. They're like a younger soul, and like you're going to teach them and like some other stuff like that, whatever. Well, when this person and I stopped talking, I can feel this energy of trying to bring me down, all this stuff. So I was kind of trying to understand. It was obviously more in detail than this. And I was kind of trying to understand this. And so this is what I realized is, I still love this person and still care about this person, but I will not have her in my life ever. And this is why, because I understood what they were saying in that message, and it helped open up my perspective, which is, her intention was not to, she does love me and care about me in the way that she's able to, and she's not going to be able to change this, at least in this life, where she can't see me be successful. She will always try to drag me down because she's so insecure with herself, and she's so emotionally immature, and that's not going to change. And there's no trust there, and there's no whatever. And even though she's not trying to consciously hurt me, her behaviors and actions do. And they weigh me down and they pull me down, and it's always that way. There's no boundaries you're able to set with this person. There's no communication with this person. You cannot do those things. And so the reason I think they want me to bring this up is, you have to release people like that. Like somebody who, if you bring up your success and you're excited about something and they cannot handle your success and they try to pull you down to their level, because that's essentially what they kind of showed me was, they whatever it is. And so now you're being what they perceive as more successful than them. So what they do is they go, ooh, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that you're more successful than me. And even if they're maybe not trying to hurt you, they are hurting you, because they go, I don't like that. Let me pull you down to my level so I can feel more comfortable. That is not okay. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that these people want to hurt you. It's not necessarily that these people have malicious intention, but they're not good for you. You know, like, how is somebody, you know, you have the life raft situation and somebody keeps pulling at your leg or keeps holding your arms back, and you can't fucking float and move. So you're just stagnant, versus you let go of them and you're actually able to float and move your arms and actually go in the direction you need to, versus being pulled down and being stuck. And so kind of that's what happens, is these people weigh you down. Now there's the other people who are manipulative intentionally. You should already know that. Something told you that in the beginning about the other people, that they manipulated you, they're narcissists, they're intentional, they want to bring you down. They actually will purposely try to do things to bring you down, because they like when you're small. They like when they make you feel like shit. They like having that power over you. Totally different fucking situations. Neither person is good for you. Neither person's good for you. The first person I would talked about, they're very draining. They're very negative. They're very draining. They just don't ever want to really change stuff. It's like that woe is me kind of victim mentality. Whereas the other people, I mean, it's not that they're not that way because they want success and shit, but they're very superficial. They fake about stuff. A lot of times in the beginning, you'll have fun with them. They'll make you feel really good. They'll kind of spark something in your inner child that's a trauma that you didn't receive. And usually it's the opposite sex, or depending on your own, sexual orientation. But it usually relates to, so as the feminine, it usually relates to the father figure. So it's usually a masculine or a masculine energy, okay? It's not necessarily gendered. It's more so whoever is the internal representation of the parental figure that you still have unresolved trauma with. And they'll trigger something that you always wanted from that parent. They'll give you something, and so it makes you excited. And they can feel that, and they do it on purpose. And then what happens is they'll pull it from you. And then you'll start, and in the beginning you kind of are like, but then what happens is you cling to it, and you keep trying to subconsciously get this validation, get this feeling, get this whatever. And you'll almost go into this chaser mode trying to get it, and it becomes this toxic, addictive cycle with them, and you'll keep trying to get it. But they know what they're doing. And every time you're done with them or you're about done, they always come back. Every fucking time. Because they can feel you're about to be done with them, and they're testing you. Every fucking time. Which is why you block them, bitches. That's why I block people. You block them. Don't give those fuckers access to you. Block those motherfuckers. If you haven't blocked them, why are you still holding on to that? I would go into what trauma, because you think it's desire, passion, love, and when you actually, sit back and reflect, you realize it's actually trauma. It has nothing to do with that. It's a trauma bond. I'm not going to go into this because this is already a really long thing. Go read about trauma bonding. Go read about that. And they will keep doing these things to you. They will keep creating this runner chaser fucking cycle. They will make you feel good and all this shit, but subconsciously they will be triggering all your insecurities, and they will not be triggering them to help you heal them. They will be trying to bring them to the surface, and they will continually do things that make you feel worse and worse and worse about yourself. You will never feel good about yourself with this person. There's a difference between that type of person and a person who triggers a trauma within you and goes to fix it and actually fucking deals with it and stuff like that. Totally different. You'll know what it is. I don't even want to explain it. You'll know what it is. Okay, we got Venus beloved 9th house exploration. Ooh. And then we got Neptune. What's with the compass energy? There's like 3 compass things on here with all these spikes. We got Neptune vision, Aries act. They have me separate these. They feel like they go together, but they're a little bit different too. Oh, they just showed me a bee. Oh, there's 2 bees on the card. I didn't know that. I love bees. Bzz, bzz. They're so fucking cute. I was in the store yesterday, randomly my eyes, I always say randomly. When I say randomly, I mean spirit. My soul, whoever the fuck it is, looks at, like, I looked at the window yesterday, and I just saw this little shadow. I was like, what is it? It was the cutest little fucking tree frog yesterday on like my shop window, and I went outside and I'm like, there's no other frogs around. It was just this like little baby tree frog. He was so fucking cute. Sometimes I think they show me that stuff because it excites me sometimes. Some of you, it feels like they're saying like divine timing and you'll find your place. Like, I keep getting this water analogy. It's almost like you're stuck out in the middle of a fucking ocean and you can't see where you're about to hit the land. Well, that's funny because we're definitely getting a lot of the same metaphors and analogies. Like, you can't see where you're about to hit land. You know you're moving forward, or you know you're moving in a direction. You just don't see it. You are being guided. Like, they're saying, like, you already have an internal navigation system. Your soul is already guiding you. Your spiritual team's already guiding you in the right direction always. You're always being guided. You don't have to see that. You don't have to see the island to know you're about to hit it, okay? Because when you're taking a little snooze, that's when you're going to fucking just slowly breeze up on it, and you're going to be like, oh shit, what the fuck was I worrying about? Oh, I'm safe, I'm free, I'm finally home. You know, that's been coming up a lot lately, right? Like coming back to home, to ourselves, or whoever, whatever home is to you. But it definitely feels like there's this energy of blossoming internally and this self-love, but also this love with others as well. And you really going deeper into your perceptions around love and romance and relationships and what it should look like versus what it is and all this other stuff. And you're getting really deep introspection with that. With this vision and act card, so I'm getting immediately feminine, immediately masculine with these, which makes sense with the other cards we got too. What were the 2 cards? Yeah, the intuition manifestation. This is like the feminine is like envisioning things, and the visions are sending that energy out to create. And the masculine is going to take action, is going to take charge. And it feels like, I'm going to show you what they're showing me. It's like the feminine's like envisioning stuff and sending all this energy out. She is very strong, powerful energy. And the masculine's receiving it in his 3rd eye. And he's starting to understand it, and he's starting to get the pieces of the puzzle, and he's building the wall. So it's like every time the feminine is manifesting or kind of desiring or energetically creating and dreaming or whatever it is the feminine's doing, it's giving the brick pieces, you know, metaphorically, obviously, the wall that's being built, the castle that's being built is piece by piece happening. But the masculine is not going to tell you about the castle because you're not supposed to go into the castle until it's fully complete. Why are you going to have a castle before a castle is ready? Then you're just going to be sitting there. Is it almost done yet? Is it almost done yet? Is it almost done yet? Instead of focusing on whatever the fuck you're supposed to be focusing on. That's the whole reason you can't see your manifestation right now, because you're supposed to be focusing on what you're supposed to be focusing on. And you'll trust in the time, or you might not trust in the timing, but the timing will always be perfect. You just want the castle to be built so it withstands everything and lasts forever and ever and ever till death do you part. Like, it lasts forever, guys. Lifelong things. So yeah, but they're saying like a lot of you guys are learning to look and see things clearly, seeing things without the trauma, seeing you know, things at a deeper level and seeing things more clearly, even from a soul level. So I hope that this reading helped you guys, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day.